Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Tirico and Greg Olsen. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go through the rain here in South Philly. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. First carry for Saquon Barkley. Room to run right away. Down the sideline, past the 40. And he is gone. 80 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Terrific way, Greg, to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. Through the rain, the kick is good. And the Eagles have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Anthony Gould now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. On the ground for the first time. Here comes Jonathan Taylor. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on second down, Richardson. Finding the open man, that's Pittman. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
From the gun on third down, Richardson. Now a deep ball for Mitchell. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
I say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down. It's something these teams stress all week. There's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. At their own 32-yard line. On first down, it's Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down. At the 47-yard line. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And they'll take this down inside the 35. And it's a gain of 20 on the heels of another big play to begin this drive.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Hey, 73, 73. 73, 73. Crowd left Yeti.
A first down throw for Hurts. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be brought down. Big-time play for Philly. 31 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have first and goal. Saquon. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yardage, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Barkley is in for a touchdown.
Well, I think these guys are ready for week 1 to get started. I mean, we see teams kind of limp their way into the regular season, and they don't find their form until a couple weeks in, but they didn't play a ton in the preseason, but that's 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and let's all say, what the heck does the preseason even mean?
Elliott on now for the PAT. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. On is Elliott to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Eagles move out on top, 14-0. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here's Gould on the return. Oh, he's gotten through him past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking to throw. Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He's still on his feet. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25. A big gainer for Indianapolis. 41 yards.
A 41-yard gain. And the Colts first down.
Ready, go!
Toss, running left, it's Taylor. He's to the 10. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's first and goal.
Well, that certainly didn't take long. Two back-to-back really nice plays, this one on the ground, and this is the idea, Mike. Every offense in the league, you want to strike fast. You want to have big explosive plays. Now you find yourself here, first and goal.
In motion comes Pittman. On the bootleg, it's Richardson. On the run to the right. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take it on in. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Colts.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll grab it at the 12. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That one good for 29.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Great, set.
Hurts to the air on first down. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And it'll be second down.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips, and you got to come back to the huddle and try again.
This one is caught by Dotson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for an Eagles first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
180.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. He'll push forward here down to about the 27. Zaire Franklin that time there for the tackle.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
It is second and 9.
Great, set.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Open receiver is Dotson. And he is out of bounds at the 4-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Here's Barkley. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across. Setting up second and goal. A little closer. Here's second and goal.
No touch that. Hey, let's go.
Shipley. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Half yard, that's all they need on this third and goal. They'll run with Barkley. And no signal. Didn't look like he got there. He did not. And now the tension mounts. Fourth and goal.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays. You hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a fourth and goal try.
No touch that. No touch.
They'll try it now with Barkley. And he's not going anywhere. Stuck behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
And what a job here by the defensive line. They've got to hold their ground. Any sort of push by the offense is going to result in a touchdown. But here, the defense comes through with a huge goal line stand, and they're able to keep this offense out of the end zone.
Come on.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And a good game. He's going to be marked down right at the 20-yard line. A gain there of 15. First down, Indianapolis.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's going to be taken down to 37. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
On first down, it's Richardson. Open man, his tight end, Tyler Warren. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That pickup good for 29 yards.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Richardson. They'll look to set up the screen here. And it'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up 1st and goal.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Downs goes in motion. It's Richardson on the move. He'll be fighting for the goal line. He lost the football, and it's out. And the Eagles recover the football. Talk about a big swing there. The offense was driving, had it in the red zone, looking to score. Not only does the defense stop them, Greg, they get the ball back, and they improve the field position with a nice fumble return.
And what a change of events. You find yourself defending your own side of the field, and next thing you know, you scoop. For a minute, it looked like there was going to be a score, but either way, after running out of gas, he sets his offense up in a great situation.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Philadelphia.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
They'll fake the give. Now it's Hurts. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Trying to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, but doesn't do it. That's a loss of a yard, and leading to 3rd down.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. That's taken in by Dotson. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. A pickup there of 13. Good for an Eagles 1st down. Again, Hurts. Throw here's down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. John Dotson was the intended receiver there. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Let's go. Trimmer, crowd left, yeah.
Hurts delivers it quick to Brown. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Trimmer. Hey, 73, 73, Yeti, Yeti.
Third and short, and Hurts will throw. That's taken in left side by Smith. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down.
63, 63. Going silver, ready?
Hurts will try it again. That's taken in, and he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. His throw right side, pulled in. Still on his feet, and he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line. A big play at a critical juncture in this game. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their second. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. At pump, DJ Gidden. The Colts will signal for their third and final timeout. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
On the set.
2nd and 5.
Here we go, here we go.
To throw, it's Richardson. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity.
Cowboy 80. 70 Timberwolves.
And this will not be a spike. He faked it. Moving to his left. He'll try to run for it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold them to just a short game.
So the Eagles will use their first timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Out of shotgun, Richardson. That is caught, and they will get the conversion. He's tackled down near the goal line, so it's not a touchdown, but it will be 1st and goal. So we reach the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. From From the 6, here comes a return. Whoa! And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
26-yard line.
Ready? 70, Timberwolf. 18, tight end. Hurt. Right there, hurt.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Richardson. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
3rd, they need 8.
Get it.
The motion man here is Mitchell. From the gun on 3rd down, Richardson. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
In motion is Warren. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Hold it ready.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Throwing, Richardson. Trying the left side and caught by Pittman. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
Come on.
They'll go play action. It's Richardson. Nolan Smith taking him down for a 1st sack for this new campaign.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Here we go.
Throwing is Richardson. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman with that one. 3rd down coming up.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
18 Cardinal.
Looking to throw. Richardson forced to his right. And that is incomplete.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
The Colts about to kick this one away. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor 1st punt. And this is going to set up a long field ahead. Backed up as it is touchdown inside the 10.
turn set. No turn.
On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. How about that? Quick feet there. Made a man miss. On his way to a nice pickup of 7.
And he's been on an absolute tear throughout this entire game, Mike. I mean, he's averaging over 10 yards per carry. And anytime you can run the ball with that explosiveness, it's just going to be hard to beat.
Now he'll run. And Hurts wisely going to slide after he's picked up the first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Dre, set. Anyway, Tiger swamp. Crowd, let's get it.
Hurts to the air on first down. He's going to air this one out, looking for Dotson. And he will score. Jahan Dotson. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott now for the extra point. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Get it.
Now Richardson. Left side, that is caught by Warren. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. 18 yards. What a great way to start the drive. It's a first down. Downs goes in motion.
60 Bison. Ready.
On play action, Richardson. Down the field. He's got Warren. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. A big play and a much-needed one as well. An even 40 yards. Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it 1st and goal.
Here we go.
They'll run here with Taylor. Down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. Taylor. And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
Let's go now. Ready.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. To the goal line and in. Tyler Warren. Touchdown, Indy. Now Ryland for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Colts draw closer here. It's 21-14. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. They'll return this from the 10. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They give it to Barkley. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Once again, it's Barkley. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Zaire Franklin that time. There for the tackle.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Third down and 9.
Silver.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Ready?
Here's Richardson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a 1st down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, this has been the story of the entire game, Mike, is just how well this defense has played, particularly against the run. There has been nowhere to operate for this offense, and it continued here on this last play.
2nd and 10. Now Richardson. Throw on the run is complete. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
They do a really nice job of taking everything away initially, but you have to keep the quarterback in the pocket, especially if you're playing man coverage. You simply can't ask your coverage unit to match up and cover that long.
on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Let's go.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Richardson gonna look to throw. That's complete on the tight end screen. Well, he's brought down. That pass is gonna pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Richardson to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reed Blankenship. And he's going to set his guys up well. Nice return. The offense is going to have it just past the 40-yard line.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
Great.
On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick 1st down.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up 1st downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
Hurts finding Smith and an eagle. 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
No touch that. And anyone hit. Take your time.
On 1st down, it's Hurts. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
Great. Set.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
Taken down at the 10-yard line. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Great. Set. And anyone hit.
They'll drop to throw. And the rush gets there. Down he goes.
Up until this point, this pass rush has been pretty non-existent, so a pretty good time in the game to get their 1st sack. They're trying to get off the field and give the ball back to their offense and see if they can pull off this comeback.
So now, Jake Elliott, an important kick coming up. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. To work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. This is 1st and 10.
Come on. Set. Gotta be lying. Cowboying. Go.
Richardson. A short pass taken in by Warren. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
Ready up.
They'll come up now for 2nd down.
Here we go. Stop. Ready up.
From the gun, Richardson. Flush to his right. Off he goes. And he'll get forward. Give him about 4 yards before getting out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
That's a smart play. 2nd down, don't force it if it's not there. He's able to tuck it, pick up some extra yards, and set up a more manageable 3rd down.
The Philly faithful making some noise on their feet before 3rd down.
Seven Pirates. Ready.
To throw, it's Richardson. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
Set. On anyone, Nelson.
They run out of the gun with Barkley. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 16 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Let's go. Trim it.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 13 more on that carry. He is churning out the yards. And another 1st down. So they move inside the 20. 1st and 10 at the 18. Hurts. And this one to Shipley. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Great. On anyone,
Here's a handoff to Barkley. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this 4th quarter. So it's a win here for the Eagles. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.